Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. All right, Bills Mafia, buckle up because what's happening right now in the AFC East is nothing short of a seismic shift. And it's got everything to do with one of the most explosive young defensive talents in the league right now, Will Anderson Jr. from the Houston Texans. Rumors are swirling, and the NFL insiders are buzzing about a potential blockbuster trade that could see Anderson, a player who's been making waves all season, donning the Bills' uniform sooner rather than later. This isn't just some rumor mill chatter, it's backed by some serious NFL sources. And if it goes down, it could change the entire landscape of our division, our conference, and maybe even the league. Let's start by breaking down what makes Will Anderson Jr. such an attractive target for the Bills. This guy, only 24 years old, has already established himself as one of the premier pass rushers in the NFL. With a total of 20 sacks so far in his young career, Anderson has proven to be a game-changer on the defensive front. His 2025 stats are nothing short of spectacular. 25 solo tackles, 15 assisted, 40 combined, and 10 sacks, which puts him in the top 5 among edge rushers league-wide. His pass-rushing productivity isn't just a flash in the pan. It's backed by solid metrics like an 86, 3 PFF grade 88, 5 sacks over his career, and 3 forced fumbles along with 2 fumble recoveries in just 12 games. That's elite production, folks. And his ability to generate pressure is off the charts, averaging 2 sacks and 6 quarterback hits per game, according to advanced stats. Now it's not just about the numbers. Anderson's explosiveness and athleticism make him a nightmare for offensive linemen. His quickness off the snap, combined with his relentless motor, allows him to beat blocks consistently. Sure, he had a shoulder injury in Week 8 that limited his play, but even through that, his pressures per game remained impressive, especially when compared to other top-tier pass rushers like Williams or Watt. His ability to generate pressure against elite offensive lines is what makes him such a coveted asset. Not to mention his positive impact on the Texans' overall pass rush. Houston's defense has seen a significant uptick with Anderson on the field, and he's been a key part of their rebuild efforts. From the Texans' side, things are a bit complicated. They're currently sitting at 7-5 with a cap space of around $20 million, and they're in the middle of a rebuild after a disappointing start this season. Houston is clearly looking to reset and build for the future, and trading Anderson could be part of that plan, especially with the looming need to free up cap space for a potential extension for star wide receiver Stefon Diggs, who's been a focal point of their offensive strategy. The Texans are also eyeing a rebuild that involves young offensive linemen and draft picks, and sources suggest they're open to trading Anderson for a package that could include 2 first-round picks in 2026. A bold move, but one that could accelerate their rebuild. They're also reportedly looking at the possibility of acquiring additional draft capital, perhaps through a 3rd-round pick in 2025, to bolster their future roster. For the Bills, this potential trade is a no-brainer. We've seen what a game-changer Anderson can be on the field. His addition would immediately elevate our pass rush, which currently sits at 32 sacks on the season, averaging about 2.7 per game. Improving that number by bringing in a player of Anderson's caliber could push us well beyond that, maybe into the 40s, and that's huge for our playoff push. Plus, pairing him with Von Miller, who's been recovering from an injury but is still a disruptive force when healthy, could create a fearsome duo that offensive lines won't know how to handle. It would also give us a more flexible front, allowing us to shift to more aggressive packages, especially on 3rd down, where Anderson's explosiveness could lead to more sacks, hurries, and turnovers. The impact on the Bills' defense would be immediate and significant. Our run defense, which has been solid but could use a boost, would benefit from Anderson's ability to set the edge and collapse the pocket from the outside. His presence would also take some of the pressure off Oliver and our secondary, allowing them to focus on their assignments without constantly double-teaming or scheming around double teams. And let's not forget, Anderson's style of play fits perfectly with the Bills' aggressive, high-pressure defense. He's versatile enough to line up on either side, and his relentless pursuit of the quarterback makes him a nightmare for any offensive line. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move could have ripple effects beyond just our defense. It signals to the league that the Bills are serious about contending now. With Anderson on board, our odds of making a deep playoff run increase substantially. Bookmakers already have us at plus 1,500 to win the Super Bowl, but that number could drop significantly if we land Anderson and see him thrive in our system. Our AFC East rivals, especially the Dolphins and Jets, will have to rethink their strategies, knowing we're now adding a weapon that can turn games around in a flash. But it's not only about what Anderson brings to the table. The Bills are also making strategic moves on other fronts. Reports suggest we're elevating our pass rush efforts, with projections indicating a 30% increase in sacks, which could push us from 32 to around 41 or 42 sacks this season. That's a huge jump, and it would put us among the league's best defenses. Our EPA per rush would improve, and turnovers could jump from 15 to as many as 22, giving us more opportunities to flip games in our favor. The secondary would also benefit, with Benford continuing to shut down WR1s and Glenn providing consistent pressure in the late stages of games, especially in the fourth quarter. This potential trade also ties into our broader playoff ambitions. The Bills are currently sitting at plus 800 to plus 500 for the Super Bowl odds, depending on the betting site, and we're plus 160 to win the AFC East. The addition of Anderson could push those odds even further in our favor, especially considering how he could be an X-factor against top-tier teams like the Chiefs. His pass rush prowess would be crucial in limiting their offensive weapons, particularly their running backs, who have been a significant factor in their offensive success, gaining over 150 yards in recent matchups. Anderson's presence might just be the boost we need to turn the tide in high-stakes games and advance further into the playoffs. What does this all mean for us as Bills fans? It means exciting times ahead. We're witnessing a potential turning point, a moment where the Bills, with the right moves, could forge a new era of dominance reminiscent of the 1990s, when our defense was ferocious and our team was feared across the league. Anderson's arrival could bring that blue-collar, relentless attitude back to Buffalo. It's about forging steel, about building a defense that's as tough as the city itself. If we manage to pull this off, it's not just about winning games. It's about creating a legacy, a team that fights for every yard, every sack, every turnover. The Bills are on the cusp of something special, and this move could be the catalyst that propels us to yet another Super Bowl run. And let's not forget, the Bills' front office is known for being bold when it comes to making moves. They've shown they're not afraid to shake things up if it means reaching their championship goals. With the current strength of our offense, led by Josh Allen and the offensive weapons, adding a game-wrecking defender like Anderson would be the perfect complement. And as we all know, defense wins championships. With Anderson in the mix, we could see a formidable, relentless Bills team that's tough to beat, especially on our home turf at Highmark Stadium. In conclusion, the potential trade for Will Anderson Jr. is one of those moves that can define an era. It's about taking the next step, about elevating our defense to the level needed to compete with the best in the league. The Bills are certainly in the conversation now, and if this deal goes through, it's going to be a game changer. We're talking about a player who can instantly upgrade our pass rush, bolster our run defense, and give us that extra edge to push deep into the playoffs. The AFC East is about to get a whole lot more interesting, and as Bills fans, we should be excited because this could be the start of something truly special. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and get ready for a wild ride, because the Bills are gunning for glory, and with Anderson in our corner, the sky's the limit. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. Do you think Anderson is the missing piece to finally get us back to the Super Bowl? Or do you think there are other moves we should focus on? Whatever you're feeling, let us know. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. Keep the faith, stay loud, and let's keep pushing forward, because Buffalo is on the rise and our time is coming.